Take two. Hey guys, Mike and Joni here. We've been home for a couple days, getting back from our Colorado trip, getting rested up, getting things prepared for going back to work and all those things. We just want to do a recap, but then a final of the whole trip in general. You got anything you want?
Well, we were going to go over our own top
we
three.
We have a top three that we enjoyed the most about Colorado Springs. So.
Okay, so my top three would be, one is the Great Sand Dunes, which I know that's not really part of Colorado Springs, but since we were staying there, we took the motorcycle down to that area, and that was one of my favorites. It was a 2.5 hour drive one way. We did it on the motorcycle, so it was a little chilly. We did leave early to beat the heat and the crowds, and to make sure we could get hiked out where we wanted to get hiked out to, and then get back before it got too hot. Little did we know that it was going to be just as much work going up
or down
as it was down. It felt that, like maybe it was the elevation or something, but felt like it was a lot of work just to come down. It was more work
coming
going
down
up,
was tough,
but coming down, it just seemed like a lot of work.
Just because of unsure footing, the sand is so loose, and when you goof off a little bit coming down, I mean, things happen.
Yeah, but that was a very enjoyable. That would be one of my top.
Hey glampers, we are sitting on top of a ridge on the Great Sand Dunes National Park here in Colorado. We took a 2.5 hour motorcycle ride from, where are we staying?
Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs, to get down here today. It's the only day that's not supposed to rain, so we thought we'd come down here. Here, we'll pan this around so you can see what we got. If you bring it back, show them behind me, you can see all the people down in there. That's where we came from. Right over in here. I think we've already climbed about 500 foot elevation. It's starting to warm up. Yeah. But man, this is pretty cool.
The breeze is cool, but you can feel the heat just coming off the sand.
Yeah, starting to get a little warm. We need to take a break anyway, so we thought we'd say, hey, let you see what we're up to.
We don't know how far we're going to go, but until we feel tired. So we still got to ride the motorcycle back.
I'm tired.
You got to hold the motorcycle up.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. I think we may hit that next ridge up there if we can. It's probably another 100, 200 foot elevation. And that's about halfway to the top. This is crazy.
I feel like we're halfway now.
You think we're halfway now? I don't know. I think
maybe
it goes
not.
down.
Okay, yeah, maybe not.
It's pretty tall.
Yeah. The other would be Garden of the Gods. It is a city park, so it's free. We camped right around the corner from there. We did like to go in there a lot on the mornings, because we went in the afternoons and it was so busy, chaotic, traffic everywhere, people everywhere. We just kind of were like, let's get our coffee in the morning and let's just go in and sit and just enjoy that. So that was another one of my favorites. Yep. With that, we did an e-bike tour.
Great.
And that was another one of my favorite things to do. We got a tour of the Garden of the Gods and the Glen Erie area, which is right next door to it. And that was a great time.
Nice.
Morning, glampers. Where do you think we are? We're in Pure Beauty. That's where we're at. No, we are in
the Garden of the Gods.
Garden of the Gods down in Colorado Springs.
Yesterday we did an e-bike tour of the Garden of the Gods, and oh wow, look.
I'll check that out.
2 deer, 1 baby. The baby's right here.
Yeah, the baby's right over here.
Oh, they're getting separated.
We had a buck just walk by us too. We're
little.
We're actually down in the Garden of the Gods, as you can tell. So,
yeah, lots of nature, lots of birds. Wow.
And we're here early.
Yeah, what it looks like here. It is a beautiful park, but man, in the afternoon and the evenings, this is packed. We did the tour, and it was a combination tour of the Garden of the Gods, and then
there's the baby. Oh, right in our shot here. Trying to get back to mama.
Just trying to figure out.
We just can't figure it out.
Mom's like, The baby's probably like, Mom, why don't you get over to the side?
There it goes.
Oh,
there it goes. Oh, and it's...
Oh.
How do I
Yeah,
do
a lot
this?
of animal activity here. I guess they have like eagles here, and they were explaining some of the birds that nest up in here and how when they die, they're like dive bombers type of birds. And well, anyways, our tour was here for an hour, and then we rode over to this place called Glen Erie. It is a Christian organization that owns it, and it's kind of like, it's private, and there's a castle that was built over there
In the late
and-
1800s.
Yeah, beautiful grounds.
Yeah,
and
beautiful and quiet.
Wow, yes.
It went from total chaos here, as you can imagine the 4th of July
Yeah.
would be, to complete serenity
Oh,
on the
quiet.
e-bikes, just pedaling through.
And
And,
we're talking maybe a mile
yeah, it's only a
ish.
mile away, yeah.
is what we went that far north. But today we're gonna do some hiking here in the Garden of the Gods.
Get some pictures.
And we found a Dutch Bros,
Yeah.
so we're enjoying
I already
those.
drank mine, so I'm going with my backup.
And but yeah, we're just gonna hang out while it's quiet this morning, and then we'll see what else we get into today.
Right, and just another side note of this area, Colorado Springs, with how COVID has affected it, is totally different than up at the national park. Down here, no masks are required. We haven't really worn a mask since we've been
The
here.
Great Sand Dunes had the worst rules when it came to the visitor center.
Right.
You had to window shop if
Yeah,
you
if you
wanted
wanted to buy
something.
anything from the store, the visitor center is closed, but the stores are open. But at the Great Sand Dunes, you had to window shop. They put a number on each article, tell them the
Yeah.
number, they get it, and
Yeah,
which was kind of odd. But
Yeah.
Other than that,
yeah,
we came here mainly to do the Manitou Incline,
yeah.
and unfortunately it was closed.
Yep.
If you don't know what the Manitou Incline is, we'll put a link
Yeah.
down below so you can at least see what it is.
Yeah.
But if you want to find out, really just
Yeah, that was
Search
on
it
the
on-
list of like top things to do. We wanted to do that, and it's closed because of COVID.
on the way back home
Mm-hmm.
in St. Louis to meet up with Pull Through Sites.
Jessica and Rusty.
Jessica and Rusty, they interviewed us a while back for their YouTube channel, so we're gonna just have a meetup. We're driving through there
Yeah.
anyway. We thought we'd reach out.
Yeah.
So for me, of course, this isn't in my top 3, but anytime I can take a 2.5 hour motorcycle ride anywhere and enjoy a national park, it's fantastic. So it was a fantastic area, the
Great Sand
Great Sand Dunes, and the bike ride was, once you got off I-25, it was a nice bike ride going over a pass and everything. But that didn't make my top 3. Of course, the Garden of the Gods, fantastic. And like Joni said, we would go in there at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning with our coffee and just walk through. It was empty. You get a lot of deer and other animals roaming around. The birds are just really active because it's morning, and it was just a lot less chaotic. Garden of the Gods is beautiful. It's and then of course we did take the e-bike tour, so that I'm lumping those two together. The e-bike tour of the Garden of the Gods is one of my favorite things to do that we did there. Second for me would be the going to Pikes Peak, top of Pikes Peak. We're in Central Ohio, Flatland, USA.
We looked it up. 15.5
Yeah,
is about where we live at. We're very close from the top of Ohio, actually.
yeah,
And that's 15.5.
So 1,500 feet versus 14,000 feet. You just don't see that every day here in Ohio. So,
No.
and the motorcycle ride to that is what we took. The motorcycle ride to that was phenomenal. It was a beautiful area to ride through. Just a little FYI on that, you cannot ride right now. You cannot ride to the top of Pikes Peak because there's so much construction going on. Actually, the cog train is down as well. They're replacing that. Excuse me. So we stopped at mile 13, and it's 19 miles to the top. You have to stop at 13 or 16. I'm just going to say if you don't want to park in a dust bowl and wait for an hour for a shuttle, go to 16. It's a 13, sorry. It's a paved
The first
parking lot, the first one you come to. It's a paved parking lot, and we got on a shuttle just like that. We were the only two on the shuttle, and they use vans. So Pikes Peak would be number 2 for me. And then the third thing was the fact that Colorado Springs is a foodie town. It's a lot of really nice restaurants that we went to, and we, in particular, like Guy Fieri's Triple D, and we try to seek those out in cities that we're going to be hanging out in, and we found 4 of them. We ate at 3. I was able to eat at 3 of them. We didn't get a reservation for one. So, yeah, it was, that to me is one of the fun things to do, is find all the different styles of food that a town has to offer. You learn a lot about a town through its food as well. So those are my top 3.
Yep. A couple little things we want to highlight. One would be the campgrounds itself.
So we stayed at the Garden of the Gods RV Park. First note is, when you research it, you're going to find a lot of negative and some positive. Mostly negative was what I was able to find in research reviews. It's not as bad as any of the reviews I read, and it's not as good as any of the good reviews I read. It's kind of right in the middle.
Yeah. It's kind of what you expect for a very touristy area. They're tight. We did eat at the little food truck that was there for breakfast, and it was delicious.
It was like a little bit of home.
A little bit of home.
A little bit of home.
Yeah,
it was a big shout out to that.
Good.
They were really good breakfast foods. So.
Yeah. The same day that we got there, we got a neighbor next to us that pulled in, and we just instantly hit it off with them.
They were from Texas, Troy and Linda. Fantastic retired police officers, full-timers in their Class A. Fantastic people, though.
Yeah.
I mean, just salt of the earth kind of people. You meet so many like-minded people that you find people that you have so much in common with that conversation is easy, and it's just a good time. Good time. As far as 2020 for us, the trip out to Colorado was fantastic, and with COVID, it didn't interfere with our trip at all. So don't be afraid to get out there just because of COVID. You may have to maneuver and navigate your way through it. It wasn't as difficult as you think. And if you don't let it, it won't take away your joy from travel and enjoying these places. Well, thanks for joining us. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you would. And also hit your notifications. Happy glamping. Take 5.
Take 20.
You have anything to say? Wait, you have anything to say? So,
It's like
yeah, I was like, you have anything to say? All right. As far as...
Oh, that was good.
Let's take it again.